Hold on. I know the problem is it also helped if I
Instant power?
plug the That'll suffice.
We are Indego, and this is our Sound on Tap. The song's called Questions. We all have questions of who we will be, or where will we go for eternity? Will we float on forever? Will we find ourselves free? Will we be stuck here, begging to leave? But it's so hard to live a life with no scars, on your own out of touch. But it's so hard to live a life with no scars, on your own out of touch. We all wanna make the world a better place, to live our lives with a smiling face, holding our heads above the water, hoping that we can see a little farther. But it's so hard to live a life with no scars, on your own out of touch. But it's so hard to live a life with no scars, on your own out of touch. But it's so hard. So hard to live alone this time. So hard to die alone this time. It's so hard to live a life with no scars, on your own out of touch. But it's so hard to live a life with no scars, on your own out of touch. But it's so hard.
Well, Tanner and I moved here to go to college, moved here to Lubbock, 9 years ago?
Something like that.
And then we started playing music together. We played in this kind of southern rock band called Deep Creek. And then after that fell apart, we started a couple projects, and then Indego started with a different drummer. We played together, the three of us, for probably about a year. And then we actually played a gig with Harvey's old band, Oceans, and then Harvey hit us up.
That's right.
He was like, hey, if you guys need a drummer. And literally that week, our drummer was leaving for Houston. And that was
Jumped on.
5-6 years ago. So we've been the three of us for 5-6 years, and then Ian came along about a year ago and just kind of pushed us in a little bit different direction with his style of playing and stuff. So yeah, we've been a band for about 6 years total. Generally, what happens is I will write bits and pieces, and then I will bring it to them, and then we'll make it a cohesive song, or they'll come up with an idea to add in there. A lot of the breakdown type stuff that we add at the end of songs, like for example for Sick Together, that has that metal breakdown at the end of a reggae song. They came up with that, and so the rhythm section kind of brings a lot of the rhythmic stuff to it. So I come up with, a lot of times I'll write chord progressions and lyrics, and then we'll kind of cohesively put it together. And that's some of the transitions and stuff like that they kind of come up with. So a little bit of a collaboration, a little bit of me writing on my own.
Cool.
Yeah, we all have kind of different
if we were to listen to the songs like on a full daily, I think we all listen to something completely different.
Yeah, it's all kind of.
And like, I mean, I listen to a lot of reggae and stuff like that. He listens to a lot of like psychedelic kind of stuff. I would
Psychedelic
say.
rock and like, you know, jam band stuff.
Dan, I feel like, well, back then, whenever we first started, you were more into like metal and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm a big indie
We
kid.
brought him back down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're like, dude, I can't play that.
Yeah, I mean, my background is playing in metal, so that's kind of where that comes from. But yeah, I mean, we call ourselves under the umbrella of prog rock because it's kind of, we have like a lot of different genres that are blended in together. You know, reggae, prog rock, psychedelic rock, a little bit of metal influence. So that progressive rock just kind of like covers the whole thing.
Blanket
so.
term.
But with Ian kind of coming in, it's kind of pushed us more into the direction, I think, of math rock.
Mathy
the,
stuff,
the
taps.
taps and everything. And
Yeah.
So we've been writing a little bit different stuff since he's come in. I think a lot of it just kind of happens naturally. I mean,
It's real organic.
I think the three of us, you know, all of us really like to play multiple genres of music, and so like my whole thing was like I want to be able to like play with metal bands and play with rock bands and like pick a set of our own material that kind of flows and mixes in well, because we have some heavy songs that we can play with metal at a metal show, or we have some, you know, of our rock stuff that we can play with rock bands, and it just fits. And that was kind of not necessarily intentional, like a selling point or anything, but it's just what we like to do. We just like to play different styles, and we don't want to get like tied down to one sound or one genre. We just write what we write, really.
The song's called Cobalt.
came home from rehab. we had I think we had a gig booked like within a couple of weeks or something. I mean, I think for me, my addiction was like so bad that like being sober is such a gift, and like everything that we've been able to do since I've gotten sober has just been a huge benefit. I mean, we've gotten way further than any other point in my life playing music since I've gotten sober. We put out 2 albums. We went on a tour last year. We've got to do all kinds of cool stuff like this, and I really think it's a direct result of my sobriety. You know, I could never get anything done efficiently before, you know, and so it's been good. I mean, these guys have been really supportive. They saw the worst of it, and it's been great. It's been really a blessing, really.
It's great. Like, we get a bar tab and it's all us.
That is true.
It's one less person to share with. So.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it hasn't really changed the dynamic of anything. They're really supportive, like I said. I mean, you know, they like to drink and stuff, and it's not an issue for them. And they've never made it an issue that I'm sober, you know. And like, they got a forever DD if they need me, and it's been good.
Yeah. I think that same day that we had our first practice, we just kind of like tested the waters and brought something out, and then it was cool. We at first I don't think we really knew, and then we kind of talked to Dan, and he kind of was like, "Oh yeah, I don't really care."
I think a creative outlet is super important for for me, just being a human, that's how I deal with emotions. That's how I deal with breakups. That's how I deal with everything. And like, when I was in rehab, I wrote a bunch of songs. When I came home, wrote more. And it's been probably my strongest outlet of sobriety is like just to express. And what's funny too is because I always thought that drugs and alcohol and stuff like influenced my creativity, but I realized once I got sober, I was like, oh my God, I'm way more creative when I have just a blank slate of my consciousness, and it's been probably the best thing about my sobriety is that I'm free to just create.
They cut me down, believing I was dead. Little do they know I'm more alive than they've ever been. Her heart grew cold, she walked away. How could she stay with such a wicked soul? Well, my ghost, one is a dream, and not I am nothing, and not I am nothing. I hide and hold. Someday you'll My blood will slow, seeps down your sidewalk. Goes and goes. Late at night I hear them talk. Your knife in my back, pulled ever slowly. The question begs to ask, did you ever even know me? Well, my ghost, one is a dream, and not I am nothing, and not I am nothing. I hide and hold. Someday you'll know. Well, my ghost, one is a dream, and not I am nothing, and not I am nothing. I hide and hold. Someday you'll know. Wandering ghost, where will you sleep tonight? No one knows what your suffering is like. My ghost, one is a dream, and not I am nothing, and not I am nothing. I hide and hold. Someday you'll know. Well, my ghost, one is a dream, and not I am nothing, and not I am nothing. I hide and hold. Someday you'll know.
Traditionally, our approach is to just start recording, and then we'll play it for a while, and then sometimes it'll change a little bit what we play live. But I think, traditionally our approach has just been to like get it done as soon as we have it done. You know what I mean? I think we play songs for probably 6 months live before we record them usually, maybe. So.
And you guys are pretty comfortable in the studio. It seems like they kind of like it being in there. I'm kind of impatient. Like I get tired of being in there sometimes.
Well, I built my own studio with this band as we were going. I mean, it was right now, I guess for 5 years now, I've been messing with recording and stuff like that. But our first album was just a whole learning experience for me.
You've come a long way.
With all that. And so I feel like every time with our band, it's just like a studio band. And in my perspective, is what it feels like. Because,
It's also at his house.
yeah, it's at my
Like,
studio's
lives
at
at
my
the studio.
house. So when we practice or do any kind of music stuff, it's always just in my studio kind of thing. So it's pretty neat.
We're looking forward. We have 3 singles that we're going to be putting out before the end of the year. Or at least 2 singles are going to be put out before the end of the year, possibly 3, in preparation for our next full-length album. So I'm hoping that probably by 2022, we'll have our 3rd album out. So, and then we're going to have a couple music videos, and so it's just some stuff to look forward to.
This is actually the title track off our 2nd record. It's called Sick Together.